One of my favorite people and one of the finest entertainers in America right now, bar none, is here. Yeah, she's a big star. She's on the verge of being paid heavily. Laura Dellis is here. Halfway to 52 is coming to Davenport's again this weekend. How are you?
I am good. I like that. Finest entertainer in the world.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't like to undersell. I don't want to undersell at all. In Halfway to 52, you point out that, well, are you still 25?
Halfway to 50, pause, two.
Yes.
Yeah, dot.
Are you still 25?
26. I just turned 26.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then
So
you
it is
are halfway to 52.
Yeah.
I know. It's really a smart title.
It works on multiple levels.
I know. It's a thinker.
You sing, you dance, you laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, all of those things.
It's all of those things.
But it's just you. Why don't you bring other people in?
I don't want other people. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't like other people.
I don't like them. No, for the longest time, I'm a musical theater person. I have a musical theater background. And every show that I was in, every director, I'd always get that note that was like, Laura, I love the choice, but let's tone it down. Like, let's bring it back. Let's be in the world of the play. Yeah. Like, it would be like The Music Man or something like that. And then
Too big for the room? That was
too big for the room.
Okay.
Although the audience would be laughing. And I'd be like, something's not right.
Right.
And one director literally just said, you just got to create your own show. And I was like, okay, but I'm in this show right now. But I'll create my own show. And then I was like, if I'm the only one on stage, I'm not competing against anybody else. Like, there's no, not that it's a competition, but it's like, I can't get that no. Like, you're outshining another person.
You don't like management. That's the bottom line. You don't like management.
I like to be in control of what I'm saying and what I'm doing, and I can be as big as possible.
And you can talk about your life.
Exactly.
Which is what it's like to be you at this point in your life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about a couple things. Dating.
Okay. Wait, why don't we end with that one?
Is that the summation?
It's like the Wild West out there.
Is it?
Oh, it is.
It's terrible.
How about the online sites?
Are you on the sites?
Even worse.
Yes.
What are the sites now?
So we got Bumble, where the women make the choices.
Okay.
Feminism.
How does that work now, Bumble? You said the women make the choices. In other words, the men just go, we're here, pick me?
Exactly. And so,
Okay.
like, they can't start a conversation. You have to start the conversation.
And what's the hook? Because all these places have hooks. There's a wink or something else that you can do. What's the thing that you swipe right, you wink? What do you do on Bumble?
You swipe right. You can super swipe. I've never done that.
What's a super swipe?
It's like you really like somebody.
It's like the golden buzzer?
Yeah, basically. On Hinge, you can send a rose.
Oh.
And they're always like, would you like to send a rose for this person? And I'm like, no, I don't want to send a rose.
So it's a little cartoon rose?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it makes you like
an
stand
emoji.
out. But then it always comes off as a little bit weird because it's like, I don't want this rose. I want it just like,
Yeah, right.
Well,
just say hi.
What's the most popular site now?
Probably.
I mean, in your age range, it's
I
specifically.
feel like Hinge is pretty popular because it's more of a dating app. It's not so much like, they're all.
What was the
really
hookup
weird.
app?
Tinder.
Is Tinder still a hookup app?
Yeah,
I think
I would
so,
say
yeah.
so. So I'm not really on Tinder.
What about It's Just Lunch? Is that just...
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Oh, okay.
That's apparently for old people.
Okay, Cupid. There are some that I haven't even endured yet, but maybe at some point I'm getting a little bit desperate. So
Yeah, Lord knows the time's running out for you.
I know, TikTok.
But it's probably hard for you because you're on stage. You have a presence. You have a familiarity, and people are like, "Oh my God, we want to hang out with you."
Well, and what I'm coming to realize too is that they're almost seeing me as a little bit of a cartoon, like a caricature, and then it's like they're like, "Okay, tell me a joke," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm also kind of depressed. Like, does anyone want to
Dance
hear
for me,
about
monkey.
that?"
Come on, dance.
Right? You want to hear my dark side?
I know. I'm like,
Yeah.
does anyone want to hear about that? Or
All right, so the other thing, too, which I find interesting about your age is you're in that transitional phase
right,
between being the kid and being the grown-up. Now, you've been living on your own for a while.
right,
But there's still things that I'm sure you depend on your mom and dad for that you won't 10 years from now.
right.
So do you do that in the show? Do you talk about that? Do you talk about your parents?
Oh my gosh, all the time. Actually, I would say I love it because they're
What
very.
site are they on?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what dating site are they on?
Oh,
they're still happily married.
they're just
obviously.
married.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. No, they're
Plain old married.
They're great.
Please. No, they're so great and they come to all my shows, so I really rope them in a lot of the time and I tease them. And the audience, it's so funny because the whole audience will like look at them and they'll like to see their reaction. They're like, no, it's good. She can.
So they're okay with it.
Oh, they love it. And, it's awesome. And specifically, like my mom, I love teasing her and like kind of making up stories. And then I'll be like, oh, that didn't happen. And
Well, see, that's
but it did.
No, but you have to embellish for the show.
Sure.
exactly.
But that's an interesting thing because almost all women I know love their moms, but they also go, well, I don't want to be my mom, and I certainly don't want you to tell me I am my
Right.
mom.
Yes.
Right.
Are you that way, Andrea?
Well, if she's listening, absolutely not.
absolutely want to be your mom?
I do. And if she's not, yes. Yes, Laura.
Is it just because, like fathers and sons, you want to be your own person?
Exactly. Well, and I would even argue I'm more like my dad too. Like I kind of am the female version of him. There are things though that I'm like, I would, I'm my own, I look at that and I go, okay, I love you, but there are some things I would prefer not to be when I'm 60. And
You'll get to an age though where you start acting or like quoting your mom.
oh, totally.
Or
else
doing things like, I save bags. I mean, how dumb is that? Anytime you go to a store, whether it's Tiffany,
It's not dumb at
Macy's,
all.
or
Someday you're going to need a lot of bags.
I have bags for the bags.
No, it's important.
Yeah.
You never know when you're
Nice,
going to
thank
need
you.
one.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, talk more about this, and specifically plug the show. But who's your emotional support parent?
Probably my dad.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Because he's wrapped around your finger the same way it was when you were a little girl, and you get him to say yes to anything.
I wouldn't say that, but yeah, that's true.
A little bit.
It's the same thing for me, still. Yeah, same thing. 8:16, we take a break, we come back. We'll tell you where you can get tickets or how you can go to Davenport's Piano Bar and Cabaret this weekend. And by the way, it's a ridiculously good price. You should go twice. First, though, let's get a traffic update.
Kennedy, an hour 34 O'Hare into downtown, an hour 1 from Montrose to the Edens, Lake Cook to the Junction 32, Eisenhower Thorndale to the post office, an hour and 46 minutes. It's an hour and a half from Wolf. This is all because of this ongoing road work through the end of the month. Inbound between Morgan and the old post office, the left lane is blocked with road work there. Stevenson, I-355 to the drive is going to cost you an hour and 5. Dan Ryan, 95th to downtown, about a 32-minute trip there. Accident Ike outbound at Austin causing problems. Next traffic update in about 15 minutes.
Laura Dellis is here, halfway to 52. August 25th, Davenport's Piano Bar and Cabaret. It's only $15.
Only $15.
That's great.
I know. I tried to keep it as low as possible, but now people are really pushing me to go up in price.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, have you seen what like Taylor Swift got for her ticket?
Yeah.
I did just get a producer, and he's kind of pushing me to maybe like let's make some more money. And I'm like, oh, okay.
You're so
I
nice.
guess.
You're too nice.
I
Well,
know.
also, I know you met and became friends with my friend Carol Devo. Mm-hmm. Who's tremendous.
Carol Debo is the best.
So you're meeting, and you got this entertainment circle in town now.
Yeah,
It's
slowly
very
but surely.
competitive. Chicago is a very competitive entertainment business.
Competitive but supportive, right? I mean, other comics support you, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's
Look,
she's
but
not.
they-
She's
just
not
because they
in
don't
stand-up.
support you.
No. Look, I think most comedians want comedians to do well.
Yeah.
Not for the least of which that if you're at a club, you're going up that night and you don't want the audience to be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, it's like anything else. There's people at work you don't like. There's people at work you don't like when you're doing stand-up too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
Or
I think
maybe it's me.
yeah, well, it's definitely you, but I think that there's this. It depends on the room that you're in as well, and the circumstances. So it's like I've done open mics where it's just stand-ups in the audience, and they're all just waiting to go up, and they're terrible audiences.
Funny.
Yeah, and there's kind of like this. Let's see what she's got.
Do you get the heckle? I mean, are there still hecklers or people who
I
shout
haven't
things
got-
out?
You know what? It's more just like specifically in like improv.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of, not to harp on them, but the men of the world, they get up there and they say things and they won't let a lot of like the women or the, trans, non-binary, what have you. They don't let them speak. They'll just kind of like keep talking on top of them, or they'll change the scene into something that totally doesn't work.
Yeah, this might be a little inside baseball, but since Me Too,
Yeah.
I would think it's harder to do improv because improv people just go for it in a bunch of different directions. And I used to do a little bit of improv, not a lot, but it's totally different than stand-up, by the way.
Right.
But talking about the scene changing and stuff, I guess but you're 25, so you've been in the Me Too world the whole time.
Yeah.
I got to talk to somebody older than you to see if it's changed.
Good.
I mean, and we always like make it clear. It's like, don't be homophobic, don't be transphobic. Like there's always ground rules set, but then there's
Sure.
always that person who gets up there and is
And they're
like,
desperate.
and they're like, they act like Lorne Michaels is in the audience of this like improv
Right.
jam, and it's like, you need to tone it down. Like you're not letting anyone talk. You're not doing anything. And then the audience isn't having a good time because they're not seeing anybody else perform. They're just seeing you perform like kind of bad improv.
Oh, and that's why we come full circle to why you're doing the one-woman
Exactly.
show.
Yeah.
Because I'm
And
in
you're-
control of the situation.
And 26, I said 25, you're 26.
Yeah, just turned 26.
You've learned so much since you turned 25.
I know.
You're 26 now.
A well of knowledge.
Do you have faith and optimism about the future that you bring into the show as well?
I do. And I've really tried to lean into that, the positive of it all and also be happy with the accomplishments that I've made. I think everything is so career focused. I have all these day jobs and then that's to support the career. And I think sometimes it's so easy to get caught on that train. And I'm not enjoying the fact that I'm actually like trying and I'm actually at least going for it. And I have accomplished a lot. Like all my shows have sold out. All this.
And this will too, so get your tickets.
Exactly. And this one will
Absolutely.
too. So bye. And just be proud of that. And like, yeah, the Carol Debos of the world and all these people who are very, very supportive of me, who just trust me.
Yeah.
And I have to just be grateful for that and know that I do have something to offer.
Well, Andre, you can offer your own advice. Here's my advice, and you and I have known each other for a little while now, and you know that I've known your dad forever.
Right.
But find those Carol Debos, those 2 or 3 people, and lean on them.
Right.
You're going to get tons of advice in show business from tons of people who really don't have your best interests at hand, or they're only half listening, or they might take you down the wrong path. And then you're going to have people who really are invested in you maximizing whatever you do artistically, and that's Carol and other people like Carol.
Right.
So I have to say, I've met a lot of Carols.
Right.
Yeah, you've accomplished so much at 26.
Think about the deadwood 26-year-old
How
friends you
cool.
have who aren't doing anything.
Yeah, you're selling out shows, and young female comics now are going to look to you.
Oh my
you
God.
know, as a mentor.
I couldn't even, that's just crazy to even think about. And I think for so long I've been like, I haven't accomplished anything. I don't have, like I'm so scared that I haven't done anything. It's like 26 hit and I'm like 30 is now this like Grim Reaper in the distance.
It's interesting you say that. Now, Miranda, do you have that same vibe where you're worried about what you've accomplished at 23? Because I think you've done amazing things at 23. Plus, as a 23-year-old woman around the nonsense world of talk radio, I think you've done amazing things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because 30 is like when I want to have kids, when things are going to start slowing down. So I feel like the next 7 years, I really have to make the most of my career.
Okay. All right. I can see that. Now, Tom tends to shade a little gray, but
Oh, no.
Tom at 29 is happily married. He's a terrific producer, incredibly smart dude.
Yes.
It pains me to say all these nice things about Tom, but he's really good.
Yeah, knock
Do
it off,
you
dude.
feel?
Who are you?
Are you happy with your accomplishments, or are you always questioning yourself?
Yeah, now that I've reached the end of my career in broadcast, I think I've lived it. I think,
with the show.
yeah, the last 7 years have been pretty good to me. I'd call that a win.
Is that a crack in the back? Or?
The reason I bring all this up, Laura, is it gives us perspective.
Totally.
For what those who will be taking care of us and bringing soup think of the world. And I think it's important. So when people come to the show, what are they going to see?
They're going to see stand-up comedy. They're going to see a lot of singing. They're going to see some props. They're going to see an amazing jumpsuit.
Oh,
color,
nice.
with a fun color. When I'm not going to say, you have to come and see the show.
Like a bedazzle? Or?
I don't.
Okay.
Maybe.
Can't
I
talk
don't
about
know.
it. Top secret. Top secret.
And a lot of heart. I want to lean into that as well. Like there's a lot. I go to some kind of places that I don't think people are expecting. And I love that there's that element of surprise that people get their heartstrings pulled a little bit, and they're kind of put on this roller coaster ride. And I love that. And
I know your dad cries when he sees you do stuff,
Yes.
but does he? Do you get emotional when you're doing the show?
I do get emotional. There's this one part that always I get like a lump in my throat.
Well, it's 100% commitment, even if
Yeah,
you're talking
it
about
is.
yourself.
Yeah, and it is the most vulnerable. It's actually the scariest part of the show because it's so incredibly vulnerable. But it's the part that people bring up the most. and people come up to me, and I was scared that I was being, it's like, it's all about me. It's all about me. And then people come up to me after the show and they're like, no, I related so much to when you talked about this or when you talked about this. And then specifically that one part, they're like, that I feel that every day or whatever. So it's pretty cool.
So cool.
So cool.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I am too. And raise your ticket prices after this. Yeah.
After Friday, I'm going to raise my ticket prices.
right.
So you should buy them now while they're low.
Yes.
Yeah, get them now. Friday night. Friday night. Davenport's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, yeah?
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, $15, and you're going to have a great time. And I know a bunch of people have gone to the show, not just your parents,
Right.
Who have said they had a fabulous time.
Yeah.
So
All the cool
guaranteed.
people go.
Yeah,
Just
right.
saying.
Way to go.
If you want to be cool, you show up.
You show up.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah, thank you for having
And
me.
to follow you on social and other places and
Yes,
to get
please
information
do.
on the show, what do they do?
Yeah, go to lauradellis.com, LauraDellis. My Instagram is at LDells, LDELLS. High school nickname, now an Instagram handle. And, follow me there.
And you link to Davenport's to get tickets and all
Yes,
that?
it's
Okay.
all connected.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, thanks for coming over.
Yeah, thank you.
Laura.